with the combination of Crimzo, who's just played cap, to such success for the team. Avery going on the old Sean on the other side of things, and it's going to be the old Chuckles versus Crimzo show on the cap as we take a look at Krakoa. You're right, it's not as much spooky season today. It was all the symbiote maps yesterday, just pure open sunshine today as we enter the Hellfire Gala. Way, folks, and the lock-ins are here. The caps ready to commence. No Doctor Strange for either side, so the aggression will be tamed at least for a moment. And love the confidence coming out the gate here for the teams. I'm telling you, if you are Dreamland, just go out there, have fun. Know you're in this biggest moment of your entire team's career. Stinkers on that Phoenix, though, and they banned on the other side. That's a huge advantage if you can land the shots.
Wanting to prioritize that Phoenix after they had saved it alongside with that Mantis Nectar. They're over here on the Star-Lord here, and this is what they wanted to find that protection too. Talk about some boot camp here. Sentinels taking their time and trying to build up that synergy alongside their progress as they not only are trying to put in this pressure, but Chuckles taking a good amount of damage.
Yeah, good old mixtape moments per usual. Nectar farming up with the poke, 39% climbing. Renko is close as well. The point could go either way. Usually takes a second here as the duel of diamonds is happening in front of us here. One will crack, even though it's hard to do so now. And pushing forward, MACE, we've seen what he can do yesterday, Vicky. Both teams farming up, though, ults considerably. Renko is going to be the first to laugh there as the baby shark.
Crimzo taking a quick nap too, thanks to Chime putting him to sleep before somebody waking him up, and Avery's already close to that extermination. That's going to open things up for Sentinels as Crimzo's taking a good chunk of that damage. Both Vanguards from Sentinels trying to stay up though, as Renko also has the It's Jeff. Chime's going to be able to meet that together with the Soul Resurgence and the Psionic Seduction to follow, but they lost out on Renko before he could try to go in for a reset.
Yeah, they could tell that the Jeff, the shark, was smelling blood, but quickly put down to rest by Stinkrs in the first cap, going to Dreamland. This is how they started off yesterday, so good to see they picked up where they left off. Now Stinkrs with that damage boost up, give your best player the opportunity to make the big difference, and this is such a crazy matchup. Wow, the solo ult to get him out of there. That is respect to Nectar, and what a hit there from Stinkrs for the stagger.
Feast your eyes on what you can't do within your own client here in Marvel Rivals. Sorry, Phoenix mains, but it's nice to see Stinkrs utilize that to the full potential on the animation cancel too. As they move up, this is one of the teams that are rocking that Loki, Mantis, and the Invisible Woman, so they have the lanterns out so that way they can push all the way up, as Crimzo with the Freedom Charge are going to be able to push forward. But look at the flanking angle that Stinkrs trying to take, while the It's Jet fights both of the strategists.
The snack is secured. He's got them ready to go. He's got a slight smile to add to it now. It's going to be Chime right off the map. Ooh, the quick comeback there with Renko now eliminated. That's huge from jibory. But Nectar, the legend, once again, mixtape up. And the shots are out. He connects as teki gets another, and they're going to look to get this recap here. But Dreamland doing a good job on the sustain.
Yeah, it's a stall from Chuckles, who had the Freedom Charge there. You could just basically consider it to be a 4-strategist ultimate, but it's just a matter of time. They flip the point. Dreamland do have that 62% advantage.
All right, now they got the recap ready. Good reset, refocus. Dreamland, to hold on to that, did use a good amount of ults, though, so teki will be right there with Stinkrs to match the setup. Avery to follow, so Sentinel should be able to match that 62 in terms of what they can do defensively. Stinkrs back up with that damage up. He knows the assignment. He's trying to find Nectar there, who could be their difference maker. I think Sentinels has the picks and bans they wanted to. Let's see him put it all together.
Termination to start things off, but after losing out on Nectar, just going to be a slight disadvantage here. Trying to get the isolation off the Chime, who tries to get away. Big first pick, but the only difference is that jibory is on the rocket. You have that BRB, and Chime will come right back around with the Soul Resurgence, ready to go for this next fight. Sonic Seduction is going to start things off for teki, but they don't have more of these ultimates to rotate from. Crimzo is still behind on that Freedom Charge.
All eyes on Emma as teki does get the seduction happening, but MACE will be the one to get the recap for this team. Such a big gap because of what Sentinels had to be able to carry on that sustain. teki now moving forward, and there is the Phoenix connecting to that wall once again. Stinkrs not getting anything from it, forced to rotate down. jibory does have the call to answer. Valentina can match. We'll see if they can get the comms right to keep this thing going. 99% is in their sights, Vic.
Oh man, double diamond form, both Emmas duking it out, no choke stands, but it's going to be the Freedom Charge to lead the way. jibory, pesky raccoon just trying to float away. Little slippery with the Sonic Seduction now from MACE, just trying to bring them all into their line of sight as Renko, after the It's Jeff, calls out Chime a second time in a row as jibory brings back Chime again. The clutchness with the BRB as Avery's going to delete the Sia from the Rocket Ultimate.
Yeah, Chime unfortunately has seen more time in Jeff's mouth than there on the point, getting spit off now twice. Legendary comes out there with the damage boost there from the Rocket. Two Guardians working together, and they eliminate the biggest threat in Stinkrs. But once again, it is going to be Chuckles who could just keep this point locked down. Time is ticking down, 47%. If you're Dreamland, you can sustain and get your whole team back, and they're going to do so. You'd almost want to just reset and relock in. You don't need too much. Oh, okay, Sentinel's got to stay there. On the point, though, time's ticking down. And just a couple step-offs and a push-off could have done it. Look at this overtime, Vic.
Yeah, that stall was crazy. Dreamland pushed that all the way to 99%, and it took a lot out of Sentinels. You take a look at Dreamland, they really only have Chime with that Soul Resurgence, while Sentinels will be able to get another rotation with these ultimates too, starting with Avery in the Extermination.
Masterclass in coordination, as we expect from Sentinels here. Teki's close to the Agamotto. We've seen now time and time again, they team with 99%. Doesn't mean much here at the top level play for rivals. Phoenix ready to connect. Chime gonna try to keep their team alive, but Renko has found the best of them twice now. Could be 3 times as 80% in climbing. Avery to match with the Extermination. There is the Agamotto. The eye opens and down goes the strategist with the pop. Chime ultimate means nothing. Jibory to follow. Jibory does get the res there. Stinkrs is gonna get aramori out. Vic, this is blow for blow.
That's why the priority is to find jibory first, and now Chime comes right back around, but it's not going to be enough of that sustain. Even with Stinkrs diving all the way down with that Phoenix ultimate, Sentinels get to keep their position on this point, pushing this to 99%.
Yeah, not only that, they are going to have to just try to keep this thing alive now as Jibory is going to go to the Strange. Get them back in it. Time is ticking down. The yellow is meeting its maker. Crimzo is going to assemble the Avengers. That is Sentinels together here as he throws down the blows, going for the strategist. Teki. The Vanguard getting down Stinkrs. Valentina going down. This was looking all Dreamland, but once again, it is perfection that doesn't need commentary as Sentinels look to get this point right back with the momentum. Wow, Vic.
And Cozy, you highlighted Nectar too. That Star-Lord coming out here from Nectar and that flexible hero pool that they have.
Yeah, I mean, him getting Star-Lord team, but they still have Crimzo at the helm, and that is the difference maker. 18-1 as that cap, quite literally doing it all day. We've seen imposters in the multiverse trying to play cap today, but it is truly Crimzo that just does it best in the red, white, and blue. Pushing in Dreamland, looking at the comp. Chime really had a struggle there and just constant getting the first one to be out of there. You know, can't help it with the Jeff ult, but hopefully we'll see more survivability from him.
They do have that Sia coming up for this next upcoming fight, and luckily, Aramori's already got set up with the BRB to bring back Renko, who is the first to get picked off. Looking behind them here, the Magneto from Chuckles first. You have those bubbles. Valentina Eve has that invisible boundary, but it's Crimzo who harasses this backline the moment that Chuckles looks away once.
Now, once again, Crimzo doing what he does best. Valentina with that ult to keep the sustain rolling for Dreamland. First cap so important as we continue to see now Avery and Crimzo, though, all gas as they push into the back line. Aramori going to go in and boost up her husband in Crimzo Teki now with the elimination on Chuckles. It's the Vanguard matchup that we highlighted earlier, and MACE goes down to Teki, just so resilient here as the Fortress player of the Vanguard.
Look at this. Look at this damage output. Oh, they pull him in. They pull him in. He manages to get away, stay alive. Sonic Seduction now to bring everybody from Dreamland in their line of sight after they saw the Soul Resurgence activated from Chime. Stinkrs has the reset. May want to look to see if they want to hold on to it to delete the CEO from Aramori. And Crimzo's close to that Freedom Charge. It's up to Renko with the It's Jeff to hold back Dreamland, who are struggling to find their position up to this point.
Yeah, try to use that to keep the team from staggering, but then you can't use it here on the important team fight. So maybe that'll make a difference. Valentina 83 and climbing. Chuckles has to land the Meteor Imps to make it worth. Use the defensive effort that they're going to look to soak up those bullets. Once again, Chuckles does get the connection on Renko. Nectar now Star-Lord styling as usual. Aramori going to bring Renko right back in. And there it is. Baby Shark time. Looking to delete as we continue to say here. Chuckles moving in now, trying to get something rotating for the team. The Jeff lands, and it's Stinkrs with the deletion.
That's what you have to do. You've always got to reserve that ultimate to delete that Baby Shark. No more as nap after Chime gets taken out. Avery backs him up. And now Teki with the Sonic Seduction just to follow, bring everybody into their line of sight. They're literally one shot as he finds Mace, and then to follow is going to be Stinkrs.
Oh my, Teki. I mean, this team just has so many. I mean, representing Hydra, right? Get rid of one head, two more will replace it. And it's just, you know, try to shut down one of their star players. The other two shine that much more. Avery back now up with the extermination. Jibory and Valentina do have ult to set them up. Right now, though, not enough. Not enough for this team to push through an 84% and climbing, Vicky.
Welcome to the Hellfire Gala. Very fitting here as Teki leads the way. Valentina Eve looking right behind her as Chuckles bubbles her, and Jibory's going to be able to get that God of Mischief. It's going to be the copy over to the Soul Resurgence off the Mantis, and Avery always with his exterminations already to not only control space, back up Nectar here too. Now as overtime picks away in favor for Sentinels, they did lose out on Nectar before, and they don't really have that survivability with no Freedom Charge. Renko can't distract the Dreamland side, and Chime and Valentina Eve will keep this fight going in favor for Dreamland.
Yeah, with Nectar out, that opens Stinkrs here to try to get a pick rolling. Teki has been the one undefeatable Thanos right now in the form of White Queen, with the undefeatable coming up from Chime, continuing to pressure them. They're using everything to get this cat back. They do take it to slow down what has been a heater for Sentinel so far. You can see the comms flow in there from Crimzo with the shield at the helm, rotating back. Nectar now trying to join his team.
Has that legendary ready to go here. If you're looking at Dreamland, they didn't use up too much. We did see that God of Mischief just before, and already halfway through being able to get another one in the copy of possible that Soul Resurgence, depending how Valentina cycles through this invisible boundary. Looking at Stinkrs, though, it's going to be reserved to deal with Renko, with Nectar already coming in with that legendary. There's the invisible boundary forced out.
Valentina Eve with the invisible boundary, as you've stated, to keep this team going. Stinkrs does have that connection once again. Two have landed, two have not. Teki fighting right through the seduction. You cannot seduce Mother. Back at it now as the quick mace delete of Renko is a thing of beauty, but Aramori once again there to throw up the ult, keep the team in this thing. Avery to follow. It's the strategist trying to get this done for the team. Jibory can try to help match the effort. Backing into it. Good hold here from Dreamland, Vic.
Love it, and that's with Sentinels putting everything that they had on the board to try to reclaim this. So Dreamland now are going to have another cycle with Chime having the Soul Resurgence for the next fight. Renko having a little issue with not having a Magneto on their team. There's no bubble to protect Renko when it comes to Stinkrs reserving that Phoenix ultimate to delete the It's Jeff.
That's a good call out there. Good call out, absolutely. Now with the neutral fight being the play to continue this sustain 80% and climb to 99. Dreamland can try to take this map back, making an even fight. Stinkrs looks to make sushi immediately and does so. Now Renko back into the spawn room. That's a huge pick early for Dreamland. Teki now trying to get rid of what has been their threat. It is Mace. It is Teki. Emma on Emma. Multiversal clash. Nectar, though, styling as typical flipping, dipping. Patches O'Houlihan out here getting the ult charge up. Teki now pushing in 96, 97. Seduction to follow.
But what timeline is this with Teki having this Ionic Seduction right through the Emma Frost Shield? Needs sustainability. They're trying their best. The Ultron together with the rocket, as you see from Aramori. Nectar coming in. Also has that legendary, but it is Avery with the extermination to control the space. But now they have to deal with the invisible boundary laid out by Valentina Eve.
Yeah, what a good rotation there. They used it ahead of them. They tried to stay alive, put it on point, put the Roman Coliseum at place for these two teams clashing. It's Mace getting rid of the legend in Nectar. Ult down. Dreamland tie this up. Vicky, this is just how we looked at the last map of Rad versus was really a non-factor there on map number 2. We find map number 3. This is still not the greatest Jeff, point. You can push people off there if you take the long trip. But the teams get together here for one of them to come away up 1-0. Will we see the difference of momentum? Crimzo leading the charge once again with the shield, Vicky. Let's see what they got.
Nectar, they're kicking their feet after Mace shut them down after using that Star-Lord legendary. Crimzo already putting themselves into the position, about to have that Freedom Charge, could help stabilize everybody here from Sentinels, but they have Renko, they have Aramori, but Stinkrs are going to try to survive with that Phoenix ultimate and land it on top of Renko's head to give that shark a haircut, but Dreamland also have Chuckles with that Meteor M too.
And this is interesting. They're both showing patience. No team's using the ults yet, and that's after, as you've highlighted, Nectar, kind of used that to close the point. Oh, it's going to be a quick spin. Oh, it's going to see if he got the flip into the connection, but now allows jibory to heal back up. It's the massive 3! Renko makes the difference once again off the waterfall. My goodness, all of the strategists in one.
A lot easier this time around when you have some safety behind the waterfall. You get out of the line of sight and you find all 3 members off the side. That is literally their face right now, by the way, right underneath Sentinels. Renko says, I could get away with it this time, as stinkrs also was not in the position to get that follow-up.
That's insane. I mean, 1 shark, 3 targets, 0 survivors, including the shark itself. stinkrs with the ult ready to go. Oh, man, that's crazy too, because if you look at the ult economy change and just the shift in momentum, as now Crimzo's looking to go head-to-head there with Magneto and co. Jumps down below. Good rotation. Look at this positioning, getting the health back, touch back up, letting the strategist stay with the rest of them. Teki sees MACE. MACE does not see Teki. It's Avery.
Oh, my.
Oh, Avery. My goodness, with the double extermination.
How many Ultra gets extermination so quick with this ultimate at this point, but they can't walk off the point just yet. After those 2 picks, they want to be able to move right back in. Crimzo, Nectar, clear up Chime and stinkrs. It's another team fight win in favor for Sentinels, and that's only having to use up that extermination.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, nice dagger.
Absolutely just crazy fireworks happening here as... Yeah, Teki gets Chuckles out. No laughing going on from Dreamland at the moment. They look to reset. Hey, listen, this is exactly where they were last time, though. They came back, won the whole thing, but with lights on to do so with 99% there on the ticker. Now looking forward... stinkrs on that Psylocke. Always love what they do. People would ban this out, Vicky, because of how well these burst combos happen. Guess what? He also has the quick burst of the team up from Emma. We'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, don't need that 4.5 changes just yet here when we're playing on Season 4.0 instead. And with the legendary now from Nectar, calls out MACE right before the invisible boundary could have saved them. Valentina Eve, not in their own invisible boundary. They laid it out to help out MACE originally, and now this forces out the Doctor Strange portal.
Oh my, blasters up, jukes locked in, damage is clean. Nectar just absolutely being the Thanos that we see time and time again. stinkrs goodbye, 99% overtime, ticking down. MACE now on the Strange. Wizard looks to make the difference, but the team stackers behind him. Once again, in the skies, it's Avery throwing down the extermination as they exterminate the chance for Dreamland to try to get this point. Getting through, though, they still have some time. It's Wolverine slashing, dashing. stinkrs tries to do what he can there as Logan.
See if we can go into that down form, get the choke slam here reserved here. They're going to be able to find stinkrs in the process. Overtime ticking away and nobody in sight to contest as Atlanta is calling and Sentinels want their name all over it as they take map number 1.
Sentinels in playoff form, in elimination form. You love to see this team rise back from what has been the ashes, even with no Phoenix available. I mean, that really kickstarted with the easiest way to pinpoint it. It's the 3-piece from Renko, who was the non-factor map 2, and he was everything but there on map 3. But Teki in the consistent performance, showing ice in the veins as White Queen does best. Vicky, what a map 1.
Look at that damage on the Emma Frost. Teki.
Dreamland look to keep their dream alive here for the Cinderella run they continue to have. stinkrs ready to go as the Omega level X-Men, and it's going to be the Angela on top. I repeat, we have unless my eyes deceive me, I thought I saw One-Wing Angel. I thought I saw it, and it is Crimzo on Angela.
Always what I hear here, whenever I hear the One-Winged Angel coming out. But Crimzo has showed this before. He's highlighted the Angela, as you can already see Avery taken to the skies, and you're about to remember why they wanted to try to ban out maybe Torch earlier on in that first map. Well, you can't ban everything. You only have so much to go for, as Dreamland also roll out with jibory being on that Loki still too.
Not meta, but mythical. You know, Crimzo even said in this interview, I think it was the first game, they were like, I don't even play Crimzo or Angela much, but it's a good time as Nectar and Avery make it look like a fun time for Sentinels to continue to get picks. But okay, stinkrs does get that opening pick.
Nice little stun right there, too, following up before he could get away, thanks to stinkrs catching him off guard before he could get away. But now looking at Sentinels just backing away, Nectar being on that Jeff, and MACE setting up the Doctor Strange portal.
Now, MACE, we see these portals come on point as a little bit of a separation and protection for the team, that they can use it as a wall here. But Avery is just a demon on the torch, looking to heat things up. Flame on, game on. stinkrs is his main priority. Good Good rotation there as we're going to see Nectar on the Shark. Look at the rotation of this team. Renko over to Luna, and it is the one man that can play anything for this team. They have everything they need now as Aramori and Avery are going to continue to feast. 2 minutes, 32 seconds left for this offensive effort.
Another highlight at the flexibility that Sentinels could pull off. If it's not Renko, here comes Nectar instead, and they've been able to also put in a performance being on this Jeff. About to get that it's Jeff here, but it's Avery. As the Human Torch has the ultimate online, and Chime too, going to be able to set everybody into position with that Soul Resurgence, but they're playing split up.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much to fear on this team right now. Vicky, Crimzo and the madness on Angela. Avery just popping off there on the Torch, and then you have Nectar who can do it all with the Baby Shark. 96% there, close to the Jeff time, and an easy spit off the mountain there to enjoy the view of Wakana as you fall to your death. You cannot stop. There's the shield, a nice distraction play. Crimzo now looking for an off angle and continuing to fly low under the radar. It's the entire flight team though here with Human Torch and Angela flying below and using that bottom protection.
Supernova, though, is going to be the first team to get called in here from Avery as they try to do the wombo combo together with Teki, bringing everybody in their line of sight the moment they see Jibory use that God of Mischief and the copy of the Manta Soul Resurgence. But the It's Jeff comes out. The backline is gone. Hasta la vista, Nectar says with a big 4K.
No. Num. That's crazy. With 4 of them out of here, that's with the ults too. I mean, undefeatable Mantis. You're gonna have to think of another call line because that is anything but as Nectar. I'm telling you, the winning team yesterday in Envy was like, hey, Nectar is Thanos, and we just saw it there in form of the Baby Shark.
We are undefeatable off this map, actually. Here we go. No armor, sadly, for Mantis and that Soul Resurgence. All for the good, though, as Dreamland come right back around. They have the invisible boundary. They have Mace and the Silent of Seduction. But Aramori and Renko also have the survivability to cycle through these strategist ultimates.
And when you get swallowed up, right, like the comms, you know, all you can say is scream, right? I mean, that's it. There's nothing else you can do at that point. Mace now looking for some type of rotation. They're down now a couple of ults. Valentina can put this sustain on the point if Mace needs more help. Health is still doing well. Good job keeping the Vanguard alive. The difference maker for the team is going to have to happen right now. Crimzo just flying, imposing their will here on Angela. Mace looking to get something on Avery. Got to take down the flame and get the torch out of this thing. It's going to be now Stinkrs, though. That goes down and Mace to follow. Oh, no. I hate that disappear. That's not good.
Yeah, no, not going to be able to really come in clutch at the very end, too. But that's going to be met, at least with the dance-off that we just saw from Renko. And Teki has that Sonic Seduction, isolating Chime. Got to get the follow-up here as Nectar tries to get aggressive. But you have to be careful with the Meteor M coming all the way up from Chuckles as Teki reminding Dreamland why Emma Frost continuously is the problem here to deal with.
Yeah, slightly more patience. I would have loved there to be able to get the more sustain on this point here, but it's going to be Chime with the undefeatable once again. 99% though. The Shark's hungry. He's looking for more, but it's Teki. They don't need an animal. They've got a beast in Teki in form of the Vanguard, and it is Sentinels putting on a dominant performance, Vicky. They're like, we don't belong down here, and they're showing it.
They shut them down. The Angela coming out
towards this, newer team that has to face not only just a tough coordination and performance org on the Shark, like what? What? With a whole stream to try to hit. That's wild. All right, well, Dreamland, this is the map you picked. This is your time to shine. Keep the dream alive right now. They've already been so proud of where they've made it. They have said that they had bigger plans after winning the MRC. They make it here as that 4 seed. But they play a good team in Sentinels now as the portal drops in. Crimzo looking to bring the aggression right away.
Here you go. The magic play, by the way. Nectar making sure that they have nothing to expect. The schmix-up, as I say, as Crimzo coming out of the gate swinging, finding Mace, finding Chuckles. It's not just the Angela plays when you're not expecting it. Nobody. Chime was one shot. Didn't even try to show one face, one hair strand onto that point.
Listen, all I know is Sentinels, they watch Nemesis in that speedrun. They're like, okay, fine. You want to make it a competition? We will. Now, just so you know, we do remember times around here. The final time there for Nemesis in that speed run was what? It was 5 minutes, 30 seconds, Vic? 5 minutes, 35 seconds, somewhere in that range?
Maybe like 5 minutes 32. Yeah, I'll convert. Oh,
all right, and it's 5:04. We got a new speed run champion there for the quick win of a game 2. I mean, Vicky, I think these teams just want us out of the booth here. I mean, we are going to be wrapping this thing up shortly if it continues this way. Sentinels again looking like
Dreamland once again starting things off on the defense. You know, Chuckles has a pretty fire venom. MACE forced to go over onto the Magneto when we usually see MACE on the Emma.
You know what? I actually like that play because you can ban the Star-Lord there or whatever, you know, for Nectar, but they can swap to anything. And so get rid of what has been that support for the Star-Lord and at least avoid that.
Oh, looking at the fact that they can't rock out with the Groot. No Doctor Strange, no Emma. They have the Protect over onto the Magneto, but coming out of the gates already, Sentinels getting ready themselves. Aramori's going to be able to be on that Cloak and Dagger while Chuckles waits from the high ground.
Chuckles here, we do see on Venom time and time again, so good rotation. They don't have the triple Vanguard because there's not much to pick from it. They got stinkrs on the rotation over to Star-Lord, 2 strategists to boot. Chime does get the Jeff, though, as they wanted. Nectar versus stinkrs. Star-Lord on Star-Lord, the flips, the dips. This is going to be cinema in the making. This is the playoffs for Ignite now, and it's going to be one team with the Magneto bubble continuing on the pressure. Crimzo over to the Groot as we continue to see.
So good here, too, on this map, especially for this first choke here. Combine that together with Teki, who's going to choke slam, roundhouse kick you to the ground. Chuckles trying to harass that backline, but it is Nectar taking to the skies. Already putting in more of that pressure. The 1v1 versus the Star-Lords is what I like to see. And renko going to be able to get that first pick off of Chuckles, but they have that BRB thanks to Valentina Eve being on that rocket.
Yeah, but I would say Magneto's a little slower to come back to point there than the Venom. Yeah. And on top of that, guess what? No Doctor Strange portal. That is so big for this map. Making this turn from 3 fights down to 2 at minimum. Now looking Nectar fully focused as that Peter Quill continues to dip, dodge, and weave now as we've got the Venom of Chuckles in that back line trying to find safety. And it is Nectar just building up that ult charge. He's on fire.
Termination, though, now coming in from Jibory. It's going to be met with the Eternal Bond together with the Cloak and Dagger going over to that side room to also block out any sort of rotate from Dreamland as they desperately try to move up. But it is Avery having the Ultron that was a problem before in that first game. Hitting Ghost with that Meteor M, but you have taken so much of that damage from Nectar and the Legendary.
I mean, just absolute great play from Avery time and time again. Mace just jumping right off to the death, just trying to get back with his team. Valentina with the stagger. Oh boy, Vicky, Sentinels, they are looking like an easy final boss here, final map. This is tough. This is rough to see every single one of them playing at top level.
Everything on the line here. This is Sentinels when they're upset. The in-game rage factor has Chime in flanking position, by the way, isolated here, trying to harass the back lines if he could try to get away, but also just delaying what Dreamland wants to build into. He's got the It's Jeff if he needs to reset. Chuckles needs some help. He's popped the armor already, and stinkrs has a legendary, but it's met with renko and the fate of both worlds to keep everybody alive with the Luna Snow.
Nice little switch over to the damage. Just be Crimzo there with the cheeky Groot trying to get something really for the team. It is the quick cloak to protect them all. And Chime is out of here. Got to watch that cooldown. It was not done. And it is going to be a clean push through point number 2 right now. Avery continuing on with a nice call out. You see by below, this team prides itself. You can hear the code laughing from the Ultron as Avery continues to light up the Olympian.
Very fitting here. That's Mr. California for you. As renko then follows up to find Jibory in the process. The armor, the freeze, the reset with the Feast of the Devouring as he finds renko and Avery from stinkrs. Beautiful follow-up between the dive duo of Dreamland as Valentina Eve also sets him up in the driver's seat.
Now Nectar 95% climbing back up. Star-Lord versus Star-Lord. Identity theft is not a joke. Now we see stinkrs not being able to put up the same fight against Nectar in the air. Crimzo 74% wants that ult back from earlier. It's Nectar to pop first. Team's gonna have to rotate back. Jibory finds safety in the house now, pushing towards the fortress of point 3, but that just allows Sentinels to push this point, and they still find Jibory cannot find safety.
Nectar is just running it down right now. Jibory being the first pick off too. They don't have a rocket for that BRB. Jibory wills down without using that extermination. And now everybody's taking a trip within the strangling prison. Walls and all to deal all the extra damage. As Aramori also has that terror cape. Eternal Bond to follow up right afterwards to keep everybody alive after Jibory had used up the extermination a little late.
I mean, just like a move out of Dragon Ball Z. You got the terror cape in there, extermination and more. You cannot run You can only try to survive as well as possible. Stinkrs can't do so. And right now, Sentinels just fully loaded. Push forward. Crimzo, renko with some. Everybody wants a piece of the pie now. They want to get on that Olympic. They want to get that MVP as they're trying to make this a boat race. And they put on a clinic at the moment, Vic.
This is what I like to see from Sentinels right now. After what has looked to be so detrimental in their last few series, they are turning up. Dreamland have the Meteor and Valentina Eve close to that fate of both worlds. Jibory having to rack up more of that ultimate percentage to get that invisible boundary, but Sentinels have everything ready to answer.
Not giving a single inch so far. Stinkrs switching from that Star-Lord to Star-Lord matchup. Going to go over there instead. Nectar, they do not need the Rocket Raccoon. Forget the teleporter. The old-fashioned way. Avery continues to poke the high ground there of the flanks from the Shark. Chime can get himself a nice ult if able to even get close enough, but Avery's got eyes on the Shark at all times. We're seeing that connection there as now forced to back up a little bit. And the extermination is going to follow the age of MACE once again. Fear nothing. I mean, absolutely. The Magneto has been a non-factor right now, getting deleted in the ults. Chime does try to find something. It comes up without anything, Vic, and dies.
Seeing that meatball just hurtled in his eyes before he just dips and dodge, and then now Nectar, Avery, they follow up. Two terrors in the sky. The extermination, the legendary. They've used up a lot, and Dreamland now having to stagger as Chuckles forced to use the armor to try to contest the stalk coming out before he gets away.
I mean, yeah, fear Sentinels right now. If you're Dreamland, as teki is trying to get the seduction rolling. More and more getting the eternal bond out there as they continue to push towards the spawn. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left here on the clock. renko picking up the scraps. Chime does get a pick, but is it gonna be enough to continue to get this clock going down? Okay, decent there to keep the time going down. Minute 53, not enough. Goodbye, Valentina, goodbye. Hopes for a good defensive hold against Sentinels.
Including which side you're on.
Chime was isolated.
Swinning fights before they even start, right? No sweating, just stomping. It's the statement performance right now. Last 2 maps. It's like whenever you have dominant performance like that in rank, and everyone will make fun of who got the 1 death. It's like, oh, who died 1 time? It's like, oh my gosh, that's when you know things are going right. All right, we've got Stinkrs coming out the gate. What a phenomenal player that we've gotten to watch now for about a month. We'll see what they have in a potential last matchup. Locked in, we can see there. Neon and all pushing forward. Avery now gonna duck away to safety. Chime gonna get an opening there, going on the Human Torch like the swap.
Changing things up a lot more, especially if Chime wants to play a lot more aggressively here. You get the follow-up suit from Stinkrs, and this is a perfect spot before this first checkpoint to play both the Phoenix and the Torch. You have everybody grouped up together. You get a lot more out of those stacks, and they clear up the point already off of Sentinels as teki re-engages with the Doctor Strange portal.
Stinkrs there also getting some momentum, but one team has the Strange, other doesn't. teki brings them right back into this thing. Chuckles throwing down the cap shield, trying to keep hope alive. Never tell me the odds. Chuck pushing in, trying to get that back line. MACE, though, it's the best of teki that comes back with the portal. Supernova up for Chime. And all right, a little bit of life here from Dreamland. Aramori going to put down some red path to keep what is left of this team alive, and then quickly swallowed right after it. But once again, Jibory is insta-deleted. No Shark impact right now.
Yeah, get away from Aramori here. She was trying to get away after using that Eternal Bond, and Crimzo, the insurance policy that she needed to back her up. And he's got the Strangling Prison. renko coming right back with the fate of both worlds to cycle through that Strategist ultimate. As we know, Avery gets that Ultron ult very quick.
Yep, Crimzo back on it, and they played that so well there too, but just did not get to move this much with the way that Sentinels were able to stay in this thing and put up the defensive performance. Now teams locked in, they can see their chances in this thing vanishing before their eyes. Crimzo staying alive, throwing out the imprisonment now just to stall things out with the backup, the rotate, the heal up. It's going to be the spin to win here for Nectar. Nectar going up, Nectar's got the legendary, ready to begin, ready to pop it. MACE, Valentina, nothing landing, Vicky.
Yeah, I was looking at that Meteor M and where could it land, but it doesn't find a mark, and instead Nectar just comes in to clean up whatever is left. They didn't need the Wombo combo from originally, because the Wombo combo instead of the Strangling Prison, it's a silent seduction. teki bringing them into their line of sight, building up that space, and now Sentinels clear up another fight, and that was with them, Cozy, recontesting off of that Doctor Strange portal.
Oh, yeah, Dreamland, it's starting to hit reality, man, that they're not going to be able to advance if they can't pull something crazy out here. MACE 16%. All ults were used. Chime at 82 and climbing. First of the Ultron we've seen from them. They've done such a good job thus far. Avery has that ult, has been so impactful with the extermination nectar and friends in that house of safety, and 29% going. There's the extermination chime, the first Avery to match. It's Kamehameha versus Kamehameha now pushing forward. No limbs yet. We've got the drone there on the group. Just the sustain is unstoppable.
Dreamland here just struggling while Sentinels are taking him to the Fountain of Dreams instead. Crimzo has a strangling prison, a nice freeze onto Avery, but coming right back around, aramori, she's got the Eternal Bond ready to go. Jibory to match that with the invisible boundary, but look at stinkrs and that Phoenix ult before diving down, blocks them out, by the way, with that group wall as the invisible boundary comes out. A beautiful freeze in the end of the Eternal Bond, but aramori is safe as Jibory gets taken out in the edge of that invisible boundary.
It's the Vanguard's getting it done. Nectar in the sky. Vanguard's on the ground once again. 24 seconds left for Dreamland's last attempt before we say goodbye to this team. Nectar now hunting, praying for more. 15 seconds left to secure the win and move forward to play to get into land. This team getting knocked down to the lower bracket does not belong to be here, as we can see, trying to set not only the tone, but they're putting on the standard for the lower bracket. Now firing, dipping. This is it, Vic.
Overtime ticking away now. If Dreamland want their chance, this is all they have. Extermination and Valentina Eve as Chime plays the Extermination to be a lot more aggressive, but MACE with the clutch factor and a huge Meteor M gets the 4K, followed up by stinkrs to take out teki. It is a team wipe in favor for Dreamland with their backs against the walls and overtime ticking away.
A full court shot for a chance of survival. And it swooshes in. What a huge play there. But once again, the magic comes to play. A lot of superpowers here at work. And once again, teki is going to summon the portal. Team jumps in. You got to win another fight here. They used a lot, Vicky, to win that one.
Getting pushed back. They need to recontest Crimzo with the wall just so that way they can build up that space. But stinkrs is a problem, and that Phoenix ultimate is ready. Chuckles has the stall available with the freedom charge to bring everybody up to health for Dreamland. The ultimate overtime to get away. The Groot ultimate. Renko finding stinkrs. No reset potential here. No BRB and no Adam Warlock. The walls are up, and they have to stay on this point as aramori unleashes the Eternal Bond, following up together with Nectar and the Star-Lord.
Pixels left on the overtime clock. Only a little bit left for the hopes of Dreamland behind to advance. It's Sentinels with another blow. Now just Chuckles. The Vanguards remain. Crimzo, Avery with another from the opening fight to the final blow. Sentinels were in control every step of the way, Vicky, and they advance. We say goodbye to Dreamland.
The pick and ban phase could not have gone any better for Sentinels. Once again, this team showing time and time that they keep playing here on my screen. They just get better. As Crimzo, the Vanguards here from Sentinels, have popped off all day today, and he claims the final MVP.
Yeah, snap the losing streak in the best way possible. Go down 2, win a 3-0 here to get right. That's what you want to see from this professional or getting it all together now as they advance for one more, for us to see them again on land, on the biggest stage, for yet again a huge moment to be had. Now we're going to talk a lot about Sentinels. I want to highlight quickly the Dreamland as we say goodbye to this team. And I just want to say to all of them that come back, listen, what a performance we got to see from them, chat, and excited to see what they were able to put together in such a short time from the Strategist, Duelist, and the Vanguards. We appreciate your effort, but it's Sentinels on top, the winner of the lower bracket as well.